Hello and welcome to the lecture on inbuilt functions. So in this example, we'll understand how to read and function from a PHP manual. Okay, so open up the example 7 inbuilt functions. Open up the logical flow and example. So we'll understand how to read functions from the PHP function library. So open up the deliverable file, then you'll find this URL that's from the manual. Let's open up this URL and understand how to read a function from the PHP manual. Okay, this is basically prototype. This is very helpful concept to understand when you want to find a method in PHP manual. You need to understand how to read a function. Okay, so there are a couple of things that you need to understand how to read a function. First is the description of the function. Okay, whenever there's a function something like this, there is a function name, the input parameter data type, the input parameter name, colon, the return type. Okay, so if you can read this line, okay, then most of the functions in PHP manual you will try to understand what is the function name, what is the input parameter, what is the return type. Okay, so understand how to read a function. So how to read a function, this is how the prototype looks like. There's a function name, parameter type, parameter name, and the return type. Okay, this is how it has been defined. Function name, data type, parameter name, and the return type. Okay, there will be another functions something like this. Let's understand how to read this function. In array is basically the name of the function. Okay, this is basically a prototype. In array is the name of the function, and mixed $needle. So what is mixed? Mixed basically it could be any data type. $needle is basically the name of the parameter. Array is the data type. $haystack is the name of the variable. And there's something called as square brackets, which means it is optional parameter and it is of type boolean and it's a variable is strict, and if you don't pass a value, the value is false. Okay, and its return type basically colon boolean, so this will return a type of boolean. Okay, and it's very important you should understand this prototype, because if you want to read a function from PHP library or manual, you need to understand how the prototype looks like, right? I'll just repeat quickly. This is the name of the function. Mixed means any data type, and this is the variable name. It's an array data type and it's a variable name. Square brackets means optional boolean data type of the variable strict, and default value is false. Okay, so that's how you basically read a function. So let's read a function. Let's read string length. So let's open up string length, and this is how basically when you want to understand how to read a string length, you will go to string length manual. Then you will see, okay, this is the name of the function which is used to get the string length. And how to read this? This is the name of the function, this is the input parameter, and this is the output parameter, and this one will return the length of the string, right? And the input parameter is of type string and the variable is string, and the output is an integer. Okay, and then you can find all the description of how to use this function. Okay, so the most important thing is the description portion. Well, you should understand how to read a function from the PHP manual. Well, that's this lecture to help you understand how to read a method from PHP manual, and you can go ahead and take any of the examples from PHP manual and try to understand the description portion. And most of the time, if you are understanding how to read a function from the description, then you have understood the functions concept properly. Okay, there are many concepts in function. One of the most common thing is optional parameter and default parameters and the return types. You need to understand where is the return type and what are the optional parameters, which is denoted with the square brackets, and rest of the things are very simple and straightforward to understand. Okay, so that's all on this lecture on inbuilt functions, how to read a function from PHP manual, and I'll see you in the next one.